Hey, Mark, why don't you tell my audience about the plot of your fun film, Do Not Enter?
All right. Well, hey, Mike, thanks for having me. So the plot is there's a group, a small group of urban explorers who urban explore. They go explore abandoned places and they video their exploits, what they found, and they happen in this movie to come upon like the urban exploration to end all urban explorations. This Paragon Hotel that has all kinds of rumors and stories about it, and nobody's ever been in it, and they decide to do it, and that's the movie.
That's the thing. Yep. And please tell people about your lovely cast.
So with the cast, we have a lot of young actors. We had an extensive casting process because to make up the group of the creepers, each character has their own personality, their own skill set that they bring to the table. So we found, we auditioned with, a ton of great young actors, and I think we got some of the best of them. And we brought them all over to Bulgaria, where we shot the movie. And in Bulgaria, we famously rehearsed together, all in a small room for like 2 weeks, and rehearsing, detailing, getting everything right. And we rehearsed, and we're so close, we all got COVID together. So
Oh,
we had to delay the production for 2 weeks, but it was a good bonding experience for sure.
oh, heck. That was, did you just see dollar signs like fly out the room when that happened?
Yes.
That
Well,
must have been
I didn't
stressful.
I didn't see them as much as my producer saw them, but he definitely
Right.
saw.
Jeez. And you said Creepers. So is there not a book called Creepers that this is based off of?
So there's a book called Creepers, written by David Morrell, who famously wrote First Blood, which the very first Rambo movie is based on. So he wrote a book, Creepers. This movie is called Do Not Enter. So it takes from the book, but it doesn't. It does its own thing. There are elements that are similar, but they're two very different things.
All right. Well, obviously the times are very different between now and 2005. How else is it different?
Um, Well, I mean, the social media aspect is a big part of the movie, and that's a much more modern thing because these are like urban explorers who also have social media and are, posting their exploits all over Instagram and whatnot and trying to gain views. So that's definitely a different element.
Right. But I see these people on Instagram doing paranormal things, and they're all kind of schizophrenia inducing. Well, your movie does not look like that at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, people do all kinds of things on social media for hits and views, but there are so many cool places that you can go and urban explore and kind of show the world all these really unique places, and that's what our group is trying to do.
This is true. Okay, so what kind of movie did you want to make, and what did you not want to do?
Well, I wanted to make, I was really attracted to the script because it was a horror movie, first and foremost, but it was also an adventure movie. And I love the combination of those two things. I love like the Indiana Jones aspect of it, but I also loved, the scares and the eerie nature of it. And I'm reminded there's a great movie called The Descent, which was
Yeah,
a horror adventure movie that I really enjoyed. And I just like that combination.
yeah, good stuff. And did you look into sort of paranormal centric social media accounts at all while preparing this film?
Yeah, we looked into paranormal and just urban exploring. I mean, I went to, I remember I'm from New York when I was in film school at NYU. I remember there were this was before social media, but there was a group of people they would go into this it's called the Second Avenue subway tunnel. It was never built, it was never completed. It's just a tunnel and it's abandoned. It's not live or running or anything. And they would just go in there and take photos and take videos. And they had like the flashlight and that aesthetic. And it was just always like so cool to me. So I've always loved urban exploring.
Cool, cool. Was there an account in particular that struck you?
I forgot what those people were called, but they were really good because I loved underground New York and old New York. I don't know what they were called, but they were very influential for me at that time.
Okay, okay, fair, fair. Do you think this movie would work well on a double bill with Shelby Oaks?
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would. I mean, people have asked me like what would the double billing be? I'd have to say The Descent, but I'm a very random person, so I can almost choose anything and figure out a reason why.
Yeah, okay, all right. So, would you personally go on a caper like this if it was proposed to you?
Well, when I was a kid, I remember there was an abandoned parking lot that me and my friends went into with a flashlight. And the thing that freaked me out about it was that it was so dark. It was like a dark that I've never experienced a dark because if you go, there was no ambient light whatsoever. So without the flashlight, there was nothing. There was literally nothing, and it was so scary. So yes, when I was a teenager, I certainly did things like this.
My goodness. All right, what do you think is the greatest movie of all time?
Woo, woo. Uh, well, I'm going. I'm. That's an impossible question to
I
answer,
know.
but I'm going to answer. I'm going to give you one movie.
Don't say The Descent.
I'm not going to say The Descent.
Okay.
I'm going to say Rocky Horror Picture Show because
Ooh.
because Rocky Horror Picture Show is it just works on so many different levels, and the experience that you have is just something that just never leaves you, and you keep wanting to have the experience. And there are very few movies like that, very few movies like that.
Okay. All right. Cool. And what's it like working with Lionsgate?
Lionsgate has been fantastic. They've been very supportive, and they're doing all kinds of great stuff with the movie. So I'm very happy with Lionsgate.
Yeah, great. It must be nice to have that logo play in front of your film.
Yes, yeah. There's a certain legitimacy, I guess, that brings to it.
Hell yeah. How hard is it to make a movie?
How hard is it to make a movie? It's hard. It's hard. There's so many personalities, it's a marathon. It's just a big long marathon, and you have to love it. I'm actually doing another movie now, another horror movie as we speak, a different type of horror movie, but it's hard. There's a lot of personalities, and you have to juggle all the personalities and egos, but you still have to hold on to what brought you to it in the first place. That's a very hard thing to do.
Okay. And what's the nicest thing someone has said about this movie so far?
The nicest thing. The nicest thing. I think that just they loved the visual of the hotel, because that was something that we really worked hard on, and they just love because when you go into that hotel, it's really experiential, and I really wanted you to feel like you were there, and a lot of people have mentioned that.
All right. And what do you think people will get out of this movie? Best case scenario.
Best case scenario, what will they get? Entertainment, I mean, I love to watch a movie where I actually put my phone down and I could just kick back and watch it and enjoy it and be entertained all the way through, and then, and remember it afterwards.
All right. Well, Mark, I want to thank you so much for your time today. What is the final thought of this interview going to be?
The final thought is, well, enjoy this movie, and I hope you get out of it everything we put into it, and that you're entertained and you feel the horror and adventure. And on my next one, we could talk more about it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, Mike. Thanks. Thanks for having me.